Hello, boys and girls, to my weekly update. Today I look a little bit tired because I moved into a new apartment, as you can see. It looks a little bit run down, and it maybe is, but it's way bigger. And I guess in winter it's warm, it has a lot of heating. So, in that sense, I'm fine with it. I hired some cleaners, but I'm still in the process of moving in, and therefore I'm a little bit tired. I will show you next week some videos. Right now, that's not easily possible because I have to upload them on Google Photos and then I can show them on my computer. But Google Photos, though I'm a fan of Google, it does not really work well in China for various reasons, as you can imagine. Nevertheless, therefore, I will show some videos that may be important to you. One of my uh, most reliable, most trustworthy fans and followers. He's with me since the second episode. His name is Rolly. Has said that he is interested, especially in the question of how to learn languages. And he also said that the link on the German videos last time were useful for him and that he will watch it. And he said, yeah, he's more interested also in how we acquire characters or something, especially in Chinese. I won't talk about that right now, but I want to talk again about Stephen Krashen, whose method I follow. Nevertheless, before we start with methods, just one note. I think the most important thing on learning a language is that you allocate time to learn that language. If you don't spend time on learning that language, like me, then you won't learn the language, no matter how much you think about methods. And I think that's a mistake. Many people think a very long time about methods and spend a lot of time on researching methods without doing anything. That's the same for the question of productivity and effectiveness. Some people are just so perfectionist in their approach, so they procrastinate over looking into the right method and how to do it right. Nevertheless, now let's come to Stephen Krashen's method. Of course, we talk about a complex skill. That means learning a language, and whenever we talk about a complex skill, it's very hard to say how somebody learns it because it's not just done in like 1 or 2 hours, so you can have no experiments and you have to have some plausibility. And the theory that makes most sense to me is indeed Stephen Krashen's idea of comprehensive input. That means you learn a language by understanding messages. And so you start with simple sentences, and then the other part of it is that you don't have to invest anything into memorizing or learning grammar. You just try to understand messages and you let your brain do the rest of the work. And that's also the method that I have discussed last time that Steph Kaufmann, that legit polyglot, has suggested. And he speaks 20 languages. We listen to a very brief section of the very famous video from Stephen Krashen on language acquisition, and I will also put the link into the description again.
Comprehensible input, in my opinion, has been the last resort of the language teaching profession. We've tried everything else. We've tried grammar teaching, drills and exercises, computers, etc. But the only thing that seems to count is getting messages you understand, comprehensible input. Now, one of the reasons lesson number 2 was better than lesson number 1 is we had Mr. Spock to
Okay,
help us out.
so this is basically the video. I think it's a very comprehensive talk where you can understand his method. You see this one here has just 839,000 views. I guess it's a re-upload, but if you look for the original video, it must have millions of views. Let me just look that up. Language acquisition. Yeah, my internet here is super slow. Connect to the internet. Okay, then we won't do that right now. But I have a little bit here of Steph Kaufmann talking with a way older Stephen Krashen. So the other video is from the 90s. Let me see, maybe it found it right now. No. Okay, so we can listen to a very brief section. Because the method, of course, is also controversial, right?
Certain amount of controversy still. Like, for a believer in input like me, the battle is over. But there's still a lot of controversy. There are people who say input only won't do it. You need grammar. How much grammar do you need? How much output do you need? Can you sort of, and I'm sure you've been at the sort of the eye of the storm insofar as all of this controversy is concerned. Where do you see your five theses today? To what extent has it withstood the test of time, withstood the criticism, and so forth?
Well, I'll begin by quoting Paul Simon. Still crazy after all these years.
Okay.
I think the hypotheses have held up very, very well. Let
Okay.
me give a little historical perspective.
Okay, so this is like a talk that focuses on the controversy. I haven't watched the whole talk yet, but I will do that after I finish this video. Just listening in the background so you get some more information on this, and it will be helpful. However, as I said, don't spend too much time on the method. I think allocating time is the most important factor once you have, and then maybe you adjust it by the method you learn. Okay, so, and for some people who really want to learn German, I did that recently with my students. We read Pippi Longstockings, in German Pippi Langstrumpf, and in Chinese Pippi Shangwatze. And I showed that to my students, and then I watched these movies again. And I must say, this actress of Pippi Langstrumpf, she's such a good fit for the role. And I just binge watched Pippi Langstrumpf, which you can also find on YouTube. And if you're a fan of her also in English, then I guess it will be a good resource to learn German. This is actually a Swedish production, but with a German dubbing. We call that Synchronisation in German. And I feel she's such a good actor. So let's just look into it. I guess that music is copyrighted, right? So I will go a bit, I will forward a bit. So, and yeah, this show is just, I feel it's so good because it ha it has just like this idea of a superhero girl, super powerful, and she has a horse with which every child likes, and she has an ape, and she can do whatever she wants. Her mother died. Her father is a pirate, an N-word king, if I'm allowed to say it that way. So, I mean, in German, that word was not connotated as badly as in America, but now we also try to avoid it. And so it's about these two children, and they discover that there's this new girl that comes into the neighborhood, and she's allowed to do everything. Oh, that's maybe censored content here on YouTube. Okay. So, and I really recommend that. I cannot show you the girl right now because of my internet. Let me try to fix my internet for a second. Yeah, I could fix my internet. So you see here how they play in the house, and children like to do that, and they're allowed to do everything. And I mean, look into the face of, I think Tommy, I don't know. Like, he looks really happy. So in the house that she owns, you're allowed, that's a really happy child's face, right? And the girl on the horse, girls like horses. And you see Pippi Langstrumpf there. And she's still acting. She's kind of old right now, I would say 60 or something. But I feel like she's such a good fit for the role. I cannot show you like the concrete passages here, but don't want to draw that too long. But I really I enjoyed especially the first episode, and the way she talks is and she looks is great. Okay, but let's finish that here. Another recommendation, what I see is like a huge trend in the internet now. I think it started with Liziqi. I hope I say her name right, Liziqi. We can see here, Liziqi. So, and I hope I didn't speak German in the meantime, by the way. I sometimes switch between languages. And she has super high quality videos about her hometown, and she goes around and makes food. She doesn't talk very much, and you can just watch that video and just have that in the background when you have people over, and then sometimes you watch it and you say, Wow, what is she cooking there? What is that? What is she doing? And super popular channel, 16.3 million subscribers already. This video alone has 13 million views. Um, yeah, unfortunately, my internet is too slow again. And it became a popular trend, as I could observe, because now like the algorithm suggests me more similar videos like that. So, for example, from this guy here in Azerbaijan, who shows some drone shots, and then he prepares meat and he puts that into glasses so that he can eat it in winter. And the whole video is about like this area and preparing meat. Um, Great content, I believe. Great to watch. So, and come on, Liziqi, can you give me some more? Well, a beautiful tree. So I put the links into the description. Pretty popular right now. What did I do last week? Of course, it does not work. I had downloaded that before, but I went with my students to a German restaurant, which was quite expensive for here. It was about 20 euros, $20 per person, I would say. And it was not so much food. We tried some German Eisbein, Eislag, which is the foot of a pork. And I gave them some German sour cucumbers and some bread, some butter. We had some flame cake, some Spätzle. It was a South German restaurant. Very interesting. So I did a little bit more. Luckily, my Safemoon coin, gosh, like there's one thing in the world that's really annoying, right? And that's slow internet. And you will see the true character of someone when you put him in front of a computer with slow internet. Yeah, slow internet. So I just wanted to show the price development of Safemoon, in which I invested a little bit, and so far I think I tripled my money. That's just Bitcoin. And then the last thing I want to talk about is, of course, my Instagram channel, Competence of Illusion. I have now 557 followers. However, I also follow 946 Instagram users. So, and you see, like last week, I had 217 followers, so I could double actually the amount of followers, but of course, I also almost tripled the people that I follow. And this is my new strategy. I have like, I think I have a nice outlook. And so I think when I follow people, they look at like these pictures and then they say, oh, that's maybe a channel that I want to follow too. So this is like the direction to go, I believe, on Instagram. Nevertheless, now that you see, I always try to put these 9 photos in a nice arranged order. I think I didn't show you this last week. And then you have like this idea of quality, right? And that slows down your process of producing. And in the end, you will have less quality because you don't try anything anymore. And see, I'm not really satisfied with the pictures that I posted of Lisa. There are 2 problems. First of all, she was moving to another city, so she was more interested in her phone because she had to find somebody for her cats. And I actually gave her a contact, and then she had to chat with them. It was a very complicated process, so she couldn't really look into the camera. Then the other problem is like that the sun is, of course, in the back, and therefore the colors are not really nice. The problem of the arrangement here is that for Instagram, you always just have these squares. And like arranging a nice quality photo in a square is in my mind a little bit difficult. I like more the broader format, right? And yeah, then you get frustrated and you don't know what you should post. And therefore, I now prepared another channel. So this other channel is called Photo Push-Ups. And I posted some pictures of myself. Thought that's maybe good. And so this, you see, I have 1 follower. Maybe I get more followers. I don't want to focus so much here on getting followers. I probably will follow the same strategy that I follow others. And then I see whether they follow back. Slow internet. But yeah, why do I do this channel? So I say here, I will just post every day 3 pictures. And I do that in order to be productive and to see of how they can be arranged in the right order. So this is testing, so that I have for the other channel a nice compilation that I don't have to try out on the other channel, and I don't have to have the fear that it won't be perfect. And I think this kind of productivity is necessary. Now, there are some dangers. I don't know if this is really going to work, because I don't know what happens. Maybe I then just focus on that one and I post every day 3, and then I don't take care of the other channel anymore. This may be a possibility, and I'm annoyed by the slow internet. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about right now. And yeah, I don't. So for example, I don't know if I really want to post these, because you see, I usually work with a lot of colors where I have the sun in the back, and then when you go against the sun, you still can create like a nice perspective somehow, right? But the colors are just too flat in my mind. But maybe it's okay. I don't know. Okay, so this was what I wanted to say. We can watch like a little bit of Liziqi in the end. It uploaded a bit more, and you see what she does, and it's really high quality production, right? Chinese girl. And I really recommend that channel as a background. So that is what I wanted to say. 16 minutes again. Time flies. I hope it helped you a little. If it helped you, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I see you next week. Bye bye.